Hi, I'm Miles and this is Auto-Minded. I'm in North Central Florida. I'm right here on the Fort Gates Ferry, and well, what brings me here is actually Paul Newman. Takes a little bit to explain, but the first thing we should really understand is that if you're on this channel, I'm betting that you know that that award-winning actor was also one hell of a race driver. His weapon of choice in the 1970s and 1980s when he was in the SCCA were Nissans and Datsuns. That endeared him to the Japanese public, and like any good celebrity, he was also doing commercials just for Japan. But because of his elevated status, he got to do some special things. A version of the Skyline was nicknamed after him, and the idea was it could change your life because if you bought the car, you were a new man. And often his commercials might have been for Japan, but they were done in the USA. They brought over cars that they weren't selling here, but they let him drive brand new right-hand drive cars like it was his daily. And that's all what brings me right here, because the Florida Memory Archives has the behind the scenes of one of those ads. It's 1982, and Paul Newman is with an R30 Skyline. In fact, it's a GT ES Turbo, and it's right here on the ferry. But I've never seen the final product, so if you have any information about it whatsoever, please share in the comments. And that's not even the end of the story, because really, if I was going to want to do this correctly, we should be out there on the water enjoying the ferry. Heck, I should have a really cool Nissan in front of me. But I can't do any of that, and that's for a very good reason.
We're going to celebrate 275 years, and of course the United States is only 250 years old, so we're 25 years before the Constitution, before George Washington. The only thing that has kept this thing shut down, not the Great Depression, not the Seminole Wars of 1830s, nothing has ever shut this down until Hurricane Irma came along in 2017, destroyed the landing, which took out our barge, and the other side now for 8 years we've been out of service. I care about the landing and the history of this place. They've got the one side here done. We're still waiting now after 8 years on them to finish the other side. Yeah, we had the barge redone. St. John Shipbuilding was great. They only charged us for the labor, and they provided all the materials to get that 100-year-old barge back up and running, which it definitely needed to be redone, 100 years old in brackish water. But then the boat Too Windy was built in 1899. In 1914, 1913, somewhere around in there, they changed that Sharpie sailboat, which is only 2 in the world. We have one here, and the Smithsonian Institute has the other one. But that one that we have still pushes this barge across the river. So in 1914, 1918, somewhere in there, they changed that from a sailboat, cut the keel off, rebalanced it, added more ballast to it, and changed it to a push boat. And that old push boat has been pushing the barge across the river ever since, 6 days a week. And it's been that way since 1914, 1918. We're not giving up on it.
So the end feeling here should be very much about optimism, because this exact ferry here, it's been around longer than all of us, and so even though it's been out of commission for the better part of a decade, in the end of the day, it's just going to be a little footnote in its history. This just needs a county commissioner to really champion its cause, and why wouldn't somebody want to add their name to that history? After all, we've got plenty of war history, we've got Paul Newman, and we've got this great enthusiast attraction that's just waiting for a dock to be finished on the other side. So I can't wait for the day that I can do the follow-up story where the ferry's back up and running, we're out there on the open water, and I'm telling you all about how you can have your own enthusiast adventure. Thank you for watching.